Hey everybody, welcome JK Next Garage. Know it's been a while, but so today we're gonna go through that patch panel on the lower front door jamb. I don't know, should be pretty simple, right? Well, show you some things we ran into. All right, just like to say we hit 1,000 subscribers. Unbelievable. I never thought we'd hit 1,000 subscribers, but we really appreciate it, and just shows that other people out there can do this stuff in their garage if they got the right resources and got people like us who've never done it before and can show the issues we run into. So we really appreciate everybody subscribing. And all right, here we go. There's my template on there. As you can see, I kind of got some gold marks on there, gold Sharpie marks for marking out the if you want to call it a template, or my pieces that I cut off of there. So we'll get that cut off. I'm going to cut it off a little bit bigger. Learn my lesson one of the other times about getting it cut too tight. So anyway, let's get that cut out of there. Okay, got my piece all cut. It's going to go right there, and looks pretty good, right? But it doesn't fit. All right, so I put this in here. It's not cut exactly, but so when I get this in here and I line this up right here, and it's just got to go back the width of the thickness of the metal here, but I don't know, you can probably see this gap all through here between here and this piece. Now I can't go back any farther because of this here, and let me show you. Let me grab the old one and I'll show you what I got going on here. Okay, so this is the old piece that I took out, and as you can see, it butts right up there, comes out to here nice and flush, goes all the way back in here. Yeah, let me put these up side by side and I'll show you what my issue is here. Alright, so as I hold these up, you can see that this one here, the original, is just a little bit wider than this one. You can see this this little bump out right here. That's quite a bit more than this. This one has hardly any, and it is about 1/4 inch off. So when I stack these on top of each other, trying to do this, my arm's extended here, I get these edges lined up. So you can see my dilemma here. One's a little bit bigger than the other, or I guess I should say wider than the other. So yeah, oh well, another challenge, and we'll get through it. Hopefully it'll make a good video for somebody else having this issue. So I'll try and figure out what I'm going to do here, and I'll bring you back when I get it figured out. Okay, so my original thoughts were just weld this back on, clean it up. It's, you know, it's not too bad. Clean it up, cut it off, cut this off right here, and bend this out a little bit, right from around here somewhere, so it matches up. No problem, right? But the reason I had to cut this off is because this little hole right here, as you can see, I drilled a hole in to see how thin that metal was, and it's kind of thinning through here. So I may end up having to trim this up here and maybe take some of this out and then patch some of this in here too. So I don't know. Let me think about that, and then yeah, we'll see what we're gonna do. All right, so I pretty much scrapped all my ideas. I'm really getting frustrated with this, or I did get frustrated with this. I actually ended up, if you can see here, I took this little notch out for where it was really thin right in here, and I transferred that over to here so I could keep this piece. See how it's all bent and stuff right in here? Well, that's because I tried matching this up. I don't know if I can do this one-handed or not, but you know, I tried matching this up. Here, I can probably better if I do it like this. And bending this out, and I couldn't get that bent right. I am not a hammer and dolly guy. I mean, I can get by, but I was just getting so frustrated. There was no way this was getting bent. There's just too many bends to bend this all and keep it straight and try to match up with this. So I don't know, I got pretty frustrated with this. I started taking some more measurements and stuff, and my bolt wasn't lining up. I wasn't getting my distance. Well, I don't know if you can see that. I mean, you can see that bolt hole, but there's like a little, there's a little crease right here and a crease right here. And that bolt hole, maybe you can see it there. That bolt hole is right close to this crease right here, and it's supposed to be centered on that. So flip this over. You can see how they welded it on there. It's at an angle and it got off way too far to the one side, which is pushing my measurement for the center of my bolt hole between that bolt for the fender and the bolt here is supposed to be 12 inches, and it was pushing it out to crepes. When I put it in there, it was pushing it out to, you know, almost 13 inches, 12 3/4, and I wasn't having it. So then also the distance between here and this part down here was about a 1/2 inch off. It was like a 1/2 inch short. So I tried bending it. I tried bending it here. I tried bending it right here. Well, cripes, you can't hardly bend it, but I did. And then this would come out. It was almost like it was stamped. See how big this flange is here? It's almost like it was stamped wrong, and I think it was. Of course, just my luck. But anyway, so I was getting so frustrated, I had to walk away from it. So what I ended up doing is hanging the door on this side to get ready for that rocker panel. And instead, whole patch thing, I just couldn't believe that this little patch was fighting me worse than the god dang firewall and rocker panel and stuff. So anyways, got away from it for a little bit, hung the door on the other side, and did some other things while I think about this, and I bit the bullet and ended up buying a new one. Got this one off of eBay. It's basically, I took the sticker off the back, but basically the same manufacturer. This one, I did my measurements, got it all trimmed up, and now you can see how that, let me get that light in there, see how that bolt hole is right in the center where it needs to be. And this flange, like I said, the distance between here and down here was right on. All I had to do was bend this out to match the angle of the rocker panel, which was fine. I did a little relief cut here so I could bend that out without, oh, you can see that? Yeah, so I did a little relief cut there so I could bend it out a little bit to match the angle, because this is how it comes, and the angle is like too much of a 90-degree angle. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, so that angle is too much of a 90-degree angle, so I had to do that relief cut. This now fits in perfect. So I'm gonna put this over on here and I'll show you what my thoughts are on this. So my thoughts are, so when I put this in here, now I've got everything lines up. So now when I put this thing in here and everything pretty much lines up, my gaps are all good. That's up against the back. My 12 inches is there for my bolt. So I still have the gap, right? Right through, I'm gonna let go of that. So, I mean, that gap will go away when I push it up, but there's still a gap here. So when I pinch this in here, That's still my gap right there. So my thoughts are what I'm going to do here, and once I get this all pushed in there and everything is looking right, so when it's like that, it's going to slide down a little bit. But anyways, my thoughts are I'm going to do a relief cut right here. I'm going to at an angle and go right down to where it starts touching the inside piece here, and then I'm going to push that over, clamp it to this flange here, and then I'll fill in with a little piece right here, and then everything should work out just fine. So that's my temporary solution right now. Like I said, I can push this over and stuff and get this lined up, but for right now it's just sitting there. So that's my temporary solution for right now. I'll try and do that. We'll get this done. I am not buying another piece. These things are like $100, $110 for each one of these patch pieces. So hopefully this will save you some money if this works out. So let's get to cutting that piece and seeing if this works out. I'll bring you back when I get that done. Okay, so got that cut. As you can see, clamped it over. I got some clamps in there, so it's all good, fitting up pretty good. Got my big one in here just to kind of hold it, but it's all pretty much in place. I got a little bit of a gap there that I'll end up messing with, but anyways, so as you can see, it actually came out pretty good. It's all lining up now with this side here. So my thoughts are, you have to look at this, instead of filling in that gap right there, which I could do, but I don't think I can cut a sliver that small, is fortunately, because I bought two of these, I have this piece right here. So what I'm thinking is, and I know this isn't quite a solution for you if you haven't had to buy two of these, but you could always fill in that gap there with some other pieces that, like, you know, so this is part of that same gauge and everything that I cut off of there. So there's a lot of nice metal in here. You could manipulate a little piece out of there to fill in. But I think what I'm going to do is I am going to take some measurements from this side here to the other side of this, and then I'm going to cut this piece off right here and use it as a template for this piece, and then I'll just make a whole new piece that comes over here farther, kind of farther in here, to fill that in. So hopefully that works. All right, got my piece all in there. Shed a little light on it. There we go. That's not too glared. So I just got to push this over a little bit, and that tightens up that gap. So I'm going to get this welded up. I'm going to keep it clamped in place because I don't want to just tack it and then take it out, weld it up, and then run into any surprises. So I am going to get this all put into place, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. As you can see, my little cut there got a little bit short, but anyways, we'll get that fixed. All right, let's get it welded together. All right, got it all welded up, got it prepped, ready to go. You can see, welded up. I'll bring it over here. I want to show. All right, got this all prepped and ready. So we'll stick this piece in there, maybe. All right, yeah. Well, anyway, so I just gotta get it, it'll get put up there. The gaps will come in a little bit better once I get it pushed up into place, but so it fits in a lot nicer. Yeah, we'll get this thing welded into place, and we'll go from there. Okay, so before I weld it into place, I just wanted to show you. So this is how bad it was before I decided to put that patch panel in. As you can see, this big hole right in here, cripes, holes here, all rusted through and stuff. So yeah, that's why I had to use that patch panel. But my driver's side, I cut this out on the driver's side. Let me get this tilted up. And so here's the patch panel here. If I stick this on here, basically all I need to do is I need to patch this in right here. I might do that because I kind of gnarled it up with the drilling out the spot welds, but let me take you over and show you where I cut this out. All right, so after I get this all cleaned up and get the new rocker and all that kind of stuff, you can see it's all good metal all through here where I cut that out. And yeah, I could have just patched that little piece in, but it's going to be so much easier again to get my welder in to weld that rocker panel in. But so anyway, so unless your patch is like this and is really rusted out, and try and use as much of that original as you can. That's what I'm going to do with this driver's side part, and I think it'll work out a lot better because of that whole part right here that I had to re-weld. So anyway, now let's get it welded in, and I'll show you when that's all right. Got it all welded up, ground down. Yeah, I got a few little pinholes and stuff here, but that's okay. I'm just going to cold galv it for right now, and then when it comes back from blasting, we'll get those taken care of. So anyways, moving on. It turned out all right. Everything went okay. Got my welds down here. Right in this corner here, I don't know, it's curved, you can see it. That gave me a little bit of an issue there. There's a bump out right here from on the inside. That gave me some issues. I just pulled the metal out to where it evened up, tacked it, pushed it back, tacked it, pulled it out where it needed to be, tacked it, just back and forth. So it ended up working out pretty good. So I'll get this cold galved up and see what it looks like. All cold galved up. Now that I put some cold galv on it, I can see where my grinding wasn't the best. So I don't know. Once I get to the other rocker on the other side and get that patch in and get all the grinding stuff back out, I'll touch this up a little bit. But for now, it's going to be how it is. Get the inside. So, yep. So that's it. Hopefully this video helps. I don't know if everybody's got it where it bumps out like this. And I had to modify that patch panel a little bit, but hopefully this helps if you do. The other side's the same way on this car, so I don't know. All right, well that does it for the patch right there. Hopefully you got a little something out of this. Hopefully you don't have to modify yours like we had to modify ours. So anyways, appreciate you coming along. Thanks for waiting for this video to come out. Been pretty busy, you know, the fall, got a lot of leaves in the yard, trying to get ready for winter. I'm sure everybody's got that issue. So now we're going to start working on the rocker on the driver's side. I already drilled out all the spot welds. We just need to drop it now. So that won't be a video. I won't show that. You already saw that. Don't need to go over that again. So anyways, thanks for coming along, and we'll see you on the next one.